Right, so it's 5 in the morning, and I was just thinking about how absurd it is. Pricing of streaming services legally are these days, considering you get exclusivity deals with various different Netflix and Amazon and Crunchyroll, Funimation, which to be fair, those two are presumably merging at some point. But the costs for an anime fan of watching a bunch of shows every season can get pretty absurd. And I just wanted to use this as an example because I don't see people putting a lot of examples out on the internet. Now, the season I want to use as an example for this is because this was the season where I personally stopped paying for streaming services like Crunchyroll, despite the fact that I am a massive anime fan and I want ways to put money into the industry to basically pay the people who make it because I'm passionate about it. Um, and I realized it was not worth the money. It is absurd the amount of subscription services that you have to pay for if you actually want to watch all the shows legally every season, at least in my opinion, and in comparison to the vast majority of other media, such as movies and TV shows in general. So I brought up summer 2019, and this season was when I stopped subscribing to Crunchyroll specifically. Um, there's a lot of reasons for that. Mainly, it's because of the exclusivity reasons. Um, so, for example, let's say that you want to watch Doctor Stone, Vinland Saga. Is it okay to put Girls in a Dungeon? I think it's called Season 2. Arifureta, and let's say for Netflix, for example, you've heard that Carol and Tuesday, which didn't start streaming in this season, but was streaming in this season. Um, let's say you're interested in it, so you want to watch it legally, because obviously you're a guy who, in this situation, wants to put money into the industry. They don't want to pirate. Not to say there's anything wrong with that. Personally, I pirate now. I didn't used to, but I do now, and this is how I realize how ridiculously expensive this lot is. So I've done little bit of looking into this. Isn't obviously not much in terms of what you got to look into, but so all the streaming platforms that you would have to be paying for during this 6 month period, well, 6 week period, basically 6 month period, sorry, for all of these shows would be well, all of these subscriptions. So you would have to pay for Amazon, you'd have video, you'd have to pay for Netflix, you'd have to pay for Crunchyroll, you'd have to pay for HiDive, and you'd have to pay for Funimation, right? Now this is in pounds because I live in the UK, obviously, as I'm sure you can already tell. I will convert it to dollars at the end, just to give you a kind of idea. But one thing I wanted to mention, another scummy business practice that streaming platforms like to do is charge the same amount in pounds as they would in dollars for subscriptions here in the UK, which is absurd considering the pound is worth quite a bit more about, you know. So I'm technically paying far more, well, not far more, but more than someone would do in America, which is completely scummy and shitty, and they shouldn't do that. But the examples here: Doctor Stone, just 24 episodes, only available on Crunchyroll to my knowledge. Vinland Saga, 24 episodes, was streaming on Amazon, and Dungeony would be 12 episodes long on HiDive, Arifureta 12 episodes on Funimation, and Carol and Tuesday 24 episodes on Netflix. Right? So these are the shows you're interested in this season that you want to watch, and you want to watch it all legally. So you have to pay for these subscriptions, right? So let's be nice and say for the Netflix show, because they don't simulcast. Let's say you hold off and you wait till it finishes, right? And you pay for 1 month, um, just so you can binge it. Let's be nice and say, if you're a normal person like me who has a job, you have to go to work for most of the day. In reality, you're probably going to only have time in the evening to maybe watch 4 episodes a day. Assuming that's all that you do, at least for me, 2 hours a day. If that's all that I do, usually is most of my spare time, like including my chores and stuff like that. So let's say you manage to watch 4 episodes a day, you could watch it in a week easily, or a month easily, 100%. So £5.99 just to watch Carol and Tuesday, right? Then let's say you want to watch for the 24 episode shows. You got Dot Stone, Finland Saga, right? As I have here, 24 episode shows. This is the price range for both of these subscription services for 6 months. Now, you want to look at how much that costs. That is £74. Ballpark specifically, £74.94p. As for the 12 episode shows, again, add them together, times it by 3. That is £25, at least for me, 77. Now, when you add all of this together, this is, in terms of streaming services, just to watch, you know, in reality, one season's worth of anime. Okay, let's say we took 24 episode shows out and we just put 12 episode shows in because they continue on to the next season, and you're going to have to hold on to that subscription, even though there might be shows in the next season that are only 12 episodes that you're interested in, and you get some value out of that. But this is still £100+ you're paying just to watch 5 shows. And for someone like me who makes minimum wage, doesn't have a lot of money, £200 is a lot of money when I can just go and watch it for free. Do you think? In total, it's going to cost you a lot of money. You know, like when you could watch it for free. I mean, sure, look, you could argue that it's unethical. There's a lot of arguments against streaming and illegal streaming, and a lot of them are very valid arguments. Okay, let's be honest. But let's be honest, how much money, this is in pounds, how much you're paying? £106, 7p. And then in dollars, I mean, you're paying $147. And I could just go, whatever the fuck I want, Doctor Stone. There you go, it's got the dub as well. Fantastic. Completely free, didn't cost me a penny. For me, this is quite a lot of money. £107. You know? And let's say I want to, money's pretty tight for me. Let's say I want to take my girlfriend out on a date every other week. Pretty attractive sum that I could save for that. For something that actually matters to me. And I think streaming services need to consider that because they're never going to catch the crowd of people that I know exist that me and a lot of my friends go under, which is people who want to pay for their anime in a way that is fair to them as a consumer and also fair to the creators, but at the moment just doesn't look like a fair pro-consumer value proposition. At least in my opinion, this is a lot of money. Fair enough if you got a salary job making 30 grand a year, whatever. This is not a lot of money for you. But for someone like me, who for a full working week makes about £12,000 a year, this is not. This is a lot of money for me. £106. Just something to consider, and just kind of my opinion as an anime fan, someone who's been watching anime since I was 8 years old. Um, my whole life. I'm 25 now. You know, massive anime fan. You can't see it, but I have loads of figures up there. I've got Blu-rays down there. You know what? For this price, you could probably buy some of these shows. You could just buy the Blu-rays. Now I think about it, you probably just buy the Blu-rays. And to my knowledge, far more money from Blu-rays goes to creators. I don't know the details. I'll be honest. I don't know the number breakdown. But for Crunchyroll, we don't know how much. At least as far as I know, how much they actually pay. Same with Funimation to the creators. Don't know whether or not it's actually a significant amount of money, whether or not it actually makes a difference. And true, that's partly on the creators and on the publishers and stuff like that in Japan, because as a lot of people know, Japanese businesses aren't that interested in overseas income. A lot of the time, it's not a general rule, but a lot of them aren't, and this includes anime producers. But still, Crunchyroll, to my knowledge, don't really release the numbers and how much money they actually put into the anime industry. It's about the fact that everyone wants to know. At least I've not been able to find it. Be happy to be proved wrong, but to my knowledge, they don't at all uh release those numbers, and until they do, that says to me that's disingenuous, and that means that it's probably not a lot. That means a lot of your money probably isn't going to them, especially considering they can afford to pay for their own usually god awful productions. Right? Okay. So, especially X-Arm, for example, which, although to be fair, airing at the moment, which I guess you could argue it's so bad it's good, but you know, just thought I'd throw in my 2 cents on the issue of exclusivity BS when it comes to streaming services. Um, you know, there's arguments to and for. I don't have a lot of money, what little disposable income I do have, I spend on manga volumes, light novels, figures, Blu-rays. I put a lot of money into the industry, and I would like to pay in the form of streaming services, but at the moment, I just can't justify it. So, don't know if anyone at Crunchyroll is going to see this or anything. Probably not. Probably hardly anyone will see it. But I think it speaks for itself, really. It's just not worth it for a lot of people.